Hi everyone, Jim here. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple face drawing system that lets you draw a clean front view face with correct proportions in under 2 minutes every single time. It's a complete face drawing toolkit, and this isn't just for one face. Once you understand this system, you'll be able to repeat faces, change styles, and later use the same method to draw 3/4 faces and profile faces. Have you ever been drawing a face and been wondering, will this face turn out the way I want? Well, this face drawing toolkit is the solution. There's no guessing involved, you'll know exactly where each feature goes, and with practice, you'll be able to draw faces totally from memory with the ability to change the face style or features at will. The method is based on my 3-area face template that works at any size and for any style, from realistic, semi-realistic, manga, superhero, or even modern Disney-style faces. All the faces you see here were drawn using this 3-area face toolkit, and as you can see, it allows for unlimited variation and style. Before we get started, here are a couple of quick tips. 1. Draw lightly so you can erase the grid and your placeholder features if you want to. And number 2, keep a few face reference photos nearby. It's always good to see the real thing as you're drawing. Okay, let's get started. To draw faces consistently, we first need to understand the front view head proportions. The face is basically divided into 3 equal vertical areas. The first one is the hairline to the eyebrows, that's the top third. Then the eyebrows to the bottom of the nose, that's the middle third. And finally from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, that's the lower third. The average head is about 6 units wide and 10 units tall, so we'll use a 6x10 grid as our base template. Now there is a lot of variation in real faces, but this grid gives us a reliable starting structure that we can later push and stylize. So the main thing to memorize is these 3 areas of the face, which is from the hairline down to the eyebrows down to the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, and then you can add the top of the skull, which is 1/10 of the entire height of the head. And you can see it fits perfectly over a human face. And yes, males too. Does everybody have this proportion? No, but millions of people do, so this is a great place to start. Now I'm going to show you a few placeholder features. You can use whatever style you want, but these are just some of my favorites. So here's 3 style of eyebrows. Okay. Now we'll do some eyes. Here's a 2-line eye that I love to use if I'm in a hurry. And also you can finish it off really nicely also. Here's kind of a manga Disney style eye that I use a lot. And then I'm just drawing in a couple of manga features here, a simple nose and a broken mouth. This is the eye I use most of the time. I can place it in really quickly and then stylize it later on. 3 different styles of noses. These are just placeholders. You have to finish the features later on, but they get the face drawn in quickly. Now here's the nose that I use most often, this little M with those stylized 6s as nostrils. Next we do some simple ears, 3-line ears, 4-line ears, the number 5 for the ear details. That works great. And then let's do a few different styles of mouths here. A curvy mouth, an angular mouth. I use this a lot, especially for superheroes. But if I'm in a hurry, the simplest mouth I can draw is this 2 flattened triangle mouth. It's very easy to stylize, and 2 lines is good enough for the bridge of the nose. Then we add in the top and the side of the skulls. Remember, the back of the skull is wider than the front of the skull, and the widest part of the front of the face is the cheekbones. And then we're going to put in the jaw and slant it in where the mouth opening is. If you want a more slender jaw, just cut off a couple of chunks. You can make the neck as wide as you want depending on the character, whether it's young or old or strong or whatever. And here's the classic hairline that I use all the time. Works perfect. So let's take all this knowledge and draw a face with it. So if the template's already made, putting in the features is very, very easy once you know where they go. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the eyebrow, and I'm going to put it right on the line. And I'm going to start off with just a real simple hoop eyebrow.
just like that. And the next thing I'll do is put in a nose, and there's lots of kinds of noses you can use. I show them in the animation in the video. You can use a triangle like that. You could use an upside down triangle. You can do like a Disney button nose, just do an oval like that. My preferred method when I'm doing semi-realistic is to do my special M nose. So it goes out, goes up, comes back down, goes across, and then mirrors this side, goes up, goes down, and comes in again. And then I can just do my little number 6s for the nostrils. That's my preferred way. When you want to place the eyes, they shouldn't come down more than a third. So if I divide this area here, which I have, into thirds, the bottom of the eyes shouldn't come down more than a third, unless you're doing some cartoon, comic-y style. Even a manga eye won't come down much more than this unless it's one of those huge eyes like that. So down 1/3 is about as far as you want to go. Now, how to place the corner of the eye. The tear duct of the eye is going to fall just inside of the nostril of the nose here. So if I put this here, so I'm just going to use my slanted triangle that I like to use. It's probably the one you can get the most mileage out of. It's most adaptable and easiest probably to learn. Now, so we figured out where to put the corners like that. Now, if you want to know where to put the iris and the eyeball, just find halfway from the center of the nose to the outside of the face. So I'm going to say that's about right. Now, in realistic measurements, the pupil of the eye falls 45%, so not totally halfway, just a little inside. That's where I would put it for realistic. But a simplified way that is always going to look good, and some people actually do have this measurement, is to put the iris or the pupil of the eye halfway from the center of the nose to the outside of the face. So that's where the pupil is going to be, and then we can draw the iris around it. And when you draw the iris, portion of the iris is hidden by the top lid. So you can just draw your circle for the iris like this above. And then what that is going to do is it's going to make the iris, the pupil, closer to the top of the eyelid than the bottom eyelid. And if we want to put a little shine in there, we can do it like that. Okay, so we'll do the same thing over here. There's halfway. Here's the pupil closer to the... Let's put in the iris first. The other thing is the iris covers 50% of the white of the eye. So it's actually quite big. Remember, the pupil is going to be a little closer to the top eyelid than the bottom, because the iris is going to be, the top of the iris is going to be covered by the eyelid. It's not working as good as I want it to, so let's just do it manually here. The opening of the mouth, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could find halfway and then just guesstimate and put the mouth above halfway, the mouth opening. But if you have thirds marked out here, then you can just put the mouth opening at 1/3 down from the bottom of the nose. The simplest way to get started with mouths is just to make a very flat triangle like that. Draw the opening of the mouth and then draw another triangle that's flattened on the bottom. And I'm going to make the bottom lip a little wider. Okay, I like that a lot better. So these are my placeholder shapes, or at least one set of my placeholder shapes. The slanted rectangle for the eye, the basic hoop for the eyebrows, and the eyebrow sits right on the line. And then if we want to put in the crease above the eye, we can. So we have the eyes, the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth. So we've got all the main parts there. The next thing we can do is add the top of the skull, because this is the hairline, remember? So the top of the skull is going to be to here. What we'll do next is the ears. And the easiest ears I know are like a 3-line ear. It starts at the top lid of the eye, comes down and comes in to where the bottom of the nose is. So start at the top of the eye, slant outwards, come down, go in like that. And then if you just do this number 5 here, that's enough detail for the inner ear. You can look at the inner ear of a lot of your favorite artists and you'll be surprised what they put in there. So that's my solution, is just this number 5 and then a backwards number 5. Okay, now that the ear is in place here, we can add on the back of the skull, because the back of your skull is a little wider than the front of your skull. And next we'll put in the cheekbones, and of course the cheeks are under the eyes and they're a little wider. They're the widest part of the front of your face. So we can do this little chevron shape, it's kind of like an arrow with no stem. So here's a chin that is maybe a little bit wrong, but maybe not. Most chins, the bottom of the chin, are not as wide as the edge of the lip. So a normal chin would only go to maybe right here, the bottom part of it, and then start to slant up. So just inside. This one starts wider, so there's probably people like that, but it's not as common. So what I wanted to say is that if this is the outside edge of the lip here, that the bottom flat part of the chin is going to be just inside the edge of the mouth, like that. So now we know how far in we can come. Where we want to come in from is from the mouth opening. So we're going to make a line from the outer edge to just inside the chin. Now we can make it thinner, but I'm just doing a basic average head here like that. And that's a pretty strong jaw, you know, for a guy. Now some chins will come in lower, like here, maybe at the bottom lip, like that. So there's lots of variation, but I'm just giving you a real standard method of how to make your faces so you can remember how to do it really easily. The other thing you can do is you can take a chunk off starting at the ears, and you can come down like this, maybe for a younger person or a female, so the jaw is more rounded like this. Whichever way you want to do it. If you wanted to do like a stronger male character, you could just leave it like that. You want to have a really square-jawed person, you could do it like this, okay? And you can see how that would make the jaw really square, like maybe a Superman or a Batman or a Hulk or something like that. But for a standard face, you're going to start at the mouth opening and come down to just inside the lips of the mouth, okay? And then if you want to chop off another little chunk, and how far to come in, that's up to you. Just do it the same distance on both sides. The next thing we'll do is the neck. Now again, if I'm doing a real strong guy or even a stocky gal, I could put the neck right here like that. But if I'm doing a younger person or a person with a little more slender neck, I'm going to decide how thick to make the neck. Right. And this one, I'm going to put it right on the edge of the eye. That'll be the outside of the neck. And then you would have your shoulders coming out like this. So let's do the hairline first. So everybody has sideburns, even if they're really, really light. So we'll draw a line out like this. And then the hairline comes in a little bit over the eyebrow. Then it goes back out, and then it comes up to the hairline. And there's lots of different hairlines. There's the widow's peak that comes down like that. Some people have that, you know, the Dracula hairdo. But this is pretty standard. Come in for the sideburns, come in a little bit over the eyebrow, come back out, go up to the hairline. And then come down to 1/3. Come in to, see, this is into thirds here, so we can just use that. Come back out and come back down to the middle of the ear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's your hairline. Okay? Now you don't have to make it that dark. So we have the hairline. Now there's some other lines you can put in. There's a line that you can draw in from the cheekbone that goes all the way down like that. You can draw in lines from the nose, okay, like that. So there's all kinds of other lines and shapes on the face, but we don't want to get into that. We just want to be able to draw a face really quick. And a lot of faces, young faces especially, won't have all these extra lines on because the skin is still supple and hasn't been creased. All right, let's put a simple hairdo on this female character. I'm going to go do a center part, so we'll put the part here. And remember, the hair does go up off the head before gravity pulls it down. So it's going to come up, it's going to go out, it's going to go like this. Gravity's pulling it down, but then as the hair gets lighter, it's going to come out like this. And you can just draw a little hoop like this, and then come up, come here, come down, and just connect it like that. So real simple shape like that. And then just repeat. Up, out, down, come in like that. Comes off the head, is pulled down by gravity. Whoop, that's pretty messy. It starts to fly out a little bit because there's not as much weight pulling the bottom part as there is pulling the top. And this head is off center a little bit, so I don't have as much room on this side. That side's going to be chopped off a little bit. But that's all you have to do to get a hairdo in place, a hairstyle. Okay? And then the bottom of the chin is here. And then the necklines. Okay, so there you go. So there's a warm-up example. And I kind of feel I want this nose to be just a little wider, because the nose should be about 1/4 of the width of the face. So 2 would be to there, 2, 3 would be to there, and then half and half of a nose. So that's about right. Of course, some noses are wider, some are thinner, but we're just trying to do the average face here. Okay, so there's face 1. And, once you have the features in place, well, then you can start to mold them and shape them. And put in whatever details you want. All right, so that's version number 1, and there we go. All right, so let's stop there.